welcome. My name is Tori Peters. I am a teen entrepreneur and author of the book The Power of Words for Teens. So today we are mostly talking to the girls, but if you are a guy, I'm actually pretty sure this will really apply to anyone who's looking at really leadership in general and leadership positions. So if in context for girls, particularly feminine context, today the topic is, but if you're a guy and you obviously know a girl who might be interested in this, then you probably want to stick around and see, if you would be willing to, share this with the girl you know, or it really will probably apply to you as well. It's just particularly for the girls today. So if you're a guy, go ahead, totally stick around, or you can, find one of my other videos that's sort of for both guys and girls, but this one is specifically for the quote today. The topic is specifically for girls. So this might surprise you all, but I'm a girl. What? Crazy. I know, right? Wow. Truly amazing. No, I'm kidding. Okay, but seriously, honestly, girls today can be pretty cruel. They are normally the cruelest to each other as well. Girls these days have this very bad habit of sort of ripping each other apart, just using their words and just tearing each other down constantly, especially using their words. And they start off doing it at a very, very young age, too. My brother came home from helping at the art studio that we both work at for the first time, and he had been working this little 9-year-old girl's birthday party. One of the things, he came home and he goes, "Oh my goodness, these little girls, they're vicious, especially to each other." He was telling me about how one of the 9-year-olds told her friend that she was fat at this birthday party, and how, they weren't being very nice to each other, and they were just constantly just tearing each other down at this party. And it was supposed to be like a celebration, it was supposed to be fun, and yet somehow they were still just being so mean to each other. Now, I've never understood why girls in particular do this. See, with guys are cool most of the time. A lot of times what'll happen is they'll make fun of each other, and then they'll when they first meet each other, they'll make fun of each other and they'll be kind of mean to each other, and then they'll end up as best friends, and for the rest of forever they're best buds. And then girls are not like that at all. See, what happens with girls is girls will be mean to each other, or they'll be rude, or they'll just say something awful to each other, and then they're enemies for the rest of their entire lives. And anytime they're anywhere in a room with each other or anything, they avoid each other, and they glare at each other, and it's just horrid. And I don't understand why girls do this. Why do you feel the need to push each other down, metaphorically? What good does it actually do you to hurt someone else? There are two logical reasons that I can find for this behavior. The first is you want to make yourself feel better by putting someone else down, to, lift yourself up, thinking that by putting them a peg or two down, it makes you higher and better than them. The problem is, taking someone else down doesn't automatically lift you up higher. Not only that, it doesn't particularly make you feel good about yourself either. You might feel good about it right now, or even a little bit after at some point, but you will probably regret it eventually. For me, I'm the kind of person who will sometimes stay up really late and sitting in bed awake, thinking about that one mean thing or horrible thing I said to that one person way back when, because I just didn't feel good about it later on, and I felt pretty terrible for being so rude or mean. Now, I know not everyone is like this, and there are a lot of people who just don't care. But if you plan on being nice enough to have actual friends in one day in the future, you'll probably regret some of the horrible things you said to your friends or acquaintances at some point in your life. The second reason for girls, or people really, to put others down and to behave this way is to make that person look bad in front of others. The mindset is, well, I'll make everyone else hate this person, and we can either A, laugh at that person and all together, and it'll be really funny and accept, well, I'm hurting someone, big deal. Or B, it will make me look good because they look so terrible. The deal with this one is you might be able to get others to laugh at them for like a little while, yes, but you also make yourself look like a big fat jerk. More than anything else that's happening here. Nobody likes a bully, and when you try to do either of these two things, that's what you become. See, the problem is most girls who act this way don't see that it makes them look like a terrible person. It doesn't make people want to be your friends, and it just makes you look like you are not a nice person. And the people who are attracted to this sort of behavior will probably treat you that way eventually as well. Honestly though, I really don't see the point in hurting someone else. It's not like you gain much from it anyway. This brings me to the main point of the day, and it's sort of a quote that I'm not really sure who it's by, but I found it on Pinterest, and it says, "Real queens fix each other's crowns." It's a little funny. Right now, there's this little saying that's sort of a catchphrase, and it goes, "Ah, queen," or, you go, "OMG, you're my queen," etc. So it's like little things like that where you're just like, "Ah, queen," and it's like, oh, this person is on point, like, they are amazing, your makeup looks great, those sort of things. And it's super cute. And I think the attractiveness of that statement is because queens are seen as dignified. They hold a lot of power over their providence. They're leaders. They are supposed to be kind. And a good queen is loved by both her peers and her subjects. There's this quote that just stuck in my head, and it's been there ever since I was in middle school. I read this book called Alice Finkel's Rules for Girls, and it's just this little middle school book that's, I think it was probably by Judy Blume, and it's just a really cute book. And the quote in it says, "Queens have all the power." So this quote is basically saying, the first one is basically saying, look, true leaders build each other up and they help each other out. They don't tear each other down. See, a leader who can willingly help out someone else doesn't feel threatened by that other person's presence. They are so secure in who they are and where they stand that they don't feel the need to put someone else down to feel good about themselves. In my experience, I've found in order to fix something like someone else's appearances, you have to have a certain amount of friendship between the two of you. Otherwise, they probably wouldn't let you get into their personal space, and you wouldn't try to get that close to them. I have a friend who my necklaces seem to constantly end up sort of backwards, and anytime we hang out, if it ends up backwards, she'll come up to me and just fix it. And we don't think about it much, but in all honesty, if the same were to happen to her, I would do the exact same. But she just constantly notices it, and so she'll fix it for me. And, I'll always be like, oh, thanks. So it's one of those things where it's you have to feel a certain amount of friendship in order to fix someone else's appearance and notice someone else's appearance enough to care to fix it. The idea of queens fixing each other's crowns is beautiful because it means you care about the other person. You want them to look their best, and you trust the other person would do the same for you given the need. There is honestly no need for us girls to be so cruel to each other. We are all daughters of the one true king, so our actions and behaviors should match that. So let's be queens who fix each other's crowns. Let's be leaders who know that helping others look good also makes us look good as well. Let's remember that the wicked queen's rules in fairy tales always end with the witch falling from power. because there's no happily ever after for cruelty. Let's be real queens, because real queens fix each other's crowns. Thank you guys so much for watching. I wasn't trying to make a video sort of about words, but it sort of ends up being, it ended up coming to that and ended up being, you know, about the building each other up rather than bringing each other down. And we as girls tend to hurt each other a lot more with words than like actually legitimately beating each other up. So it seems like our weapon of choice most of the time. So if you are interested in learning a little bit more on like how words are used and really the power of words and how they can bring, you know, either death or healing, you can go ahead and check out my book. It's on Amazon. It's called The Power of Words for Teens. So if you search The Power of Words for Teens by Tori Peters, you'll be able to find it in an Amazon search. Or you can go ahead and I should be putting a link in the description below. I wrote this book specifically for teens, but honestly the concepts apply to adults and kids as well. It's just specifically more aimed at teens because, well, I'm a teenager and I figured, you know, it's really nice to read books that are written by other teenagers, you know, for teens. So yeah, if you are interested in learning about those things, you can go ahead and find my book. It's in paperback and ebook for Kindle, so either one works. And yeah, there's a lot of valuable information in there, and I think pretty much anyone who'd be interested would honestly get a lot out of it. Okay, let me know in the comments below if you liked today's subject, and I'd, you know, love to talk about it more with you guys. Anything that stuck out to you, maybe you like saw that quote today. I actually found this quote like a while back, and I saw it on Pinterest yesterday and was like, oh, that's the topic I should do for tomorrow. And then like 5 minutes before I started filming, I found one of my friends on Instagram had posted this quote along with like pictures of all these other like ladies and stuff from like her life, and I thought it was super cool, so I'm mentioning it now. But yeah, so I hope you guys have a great adventure today. There's a cat on my hand, my other one, so I can only do like one of the finger guns at the moment. But yeah, so have a great adventure today and don't let your lights go out. Bye guys!